Apple's big M1 chips are probably going to cost a pretty penny. They severely overestimated the iPhone 12 mini's demand, and there's a bunch of new Teslas, and that gets me super happy. Welcome to your second episode of Hot News, my friends. I am your host, Brett. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news that I can find on the internet with my hands. They did all the scouring for you, and let's go ahead and talk about this first report about how the Apple Mac Pro 2022 edition is expected to have up to a 64-core Apple Silicon chip, which should be pretty powerful, coming in with 48 performance cores and retail for a decent amount of $19,000. Now, this is not as terribly expensive as you can get a Mac Pro right now, but here are the configurations that are coming out via leaks. 32 CPU cores, 32 GPU cores, and 64 gigabytes of RAM, netting you $5,500. 64 cores, 512 gigs of RAM, 128 GPU cores, costing a cool $19,000 at the base storage of 512 gigabytes, but also going up to 8 terabytes as you currently can get it with the Mac Pro now. So it's starting at slightly cheaper than what you could get the top spec Mac Pro for right now. We obviously don't know the performance of the 64 core Apple Silicon chips that are coming out, but it's probably going to end up costing in the region of $30,000 to $40,000 once you enable all the storage and everything else. It's a pretty penny, but also no dedicated GPU. It's going to be the SoC GPU. That's confusing. I wonder how they're going to get around that, or if they're, we'll see how they play it out. But with the M1 chips that you can find on the MacBook Air, Mac Mini, and MacBook Pro, they can now officially use Photoshop. Adobe taking that out of beta and allowing people to use Photoshop on the M1 chips natively for up to 1.5 times better performance, as well as DaVinci Resolve is now getting official support for M1 Macs. In case you use that as your editing, you can now switch over and potentially see better performance with that. But you won't see better performance with people at Apple who think that everybody wants a mini phone. It's the same circle. People say they want a mini phone. Company releases mini phone. People don't buy mini phone. Company says I'll never release a mini phone again. 70%. They are cutting production by 70%, if that tells you how big of a bet that was. Apparently that's 20% of the total iPhone 12 production. So it's not a huge hit overall. Apple isn't betting big as far as the total number of sales. It's just 70% is a big amount to be wrong by. It's like thinking you're gonna have a kid and it comes out 30% human. The heck? Or it's like forcing people to use your app store, but you take 70% of their data and just use it for your own stuff. Allegedly, according to a French antitrust complaint saying that Apple has some insider information when it comes to how they're tracking ads, especially with the lockdown security that they've been implementing on their iPhones, and that they're using it to an unfair advantage to actually get customer data and sell that to their ad partners as opposed to allowing other companies to do it. So they're being sued for it. We'll let you know if this develops into anything, but Apple being sued for doing things that other people don't like. Shocked. Color me shocked, whatever color that is, Catlin. And I was hoping that when I first read this article, this was gonna be about colors changing in the Apple car, and it was gonna be like the first gamer car because it's gonna have RGB lighting, smart in-car lighting. But no, woe is me. That's not what it is. Apparently the patent for the Apple smart car lighting is apparently gonna have it so that the lights move to wherever you are instead of having like overhead dome lights where it's shining down and you put your hand to reach for something and cast a shadow where you can't see anymore. Now it's gonna be like, it'll illuminate wherever you're trying to look somehow. Smartness, intelligent computer car, big brain Apple car. But while we're talking about the Apple car, which doesn't even exist yet, let's talk about the Model S refresh, which according to some pictures that people have been doing of flyover of the Fremont factory is 155 refresh Model S's. Heck yes, which again, I will remind you that we are doing special stuff with the Model S refresh over on UFT Tech, so get subscribed as soon as it happens. I'm gonna be so excited. Look at them. Waiting for delivery. Also, in some of the drone flyover footage that's been found on previous videos, somebody spotted that there could potentially be a third row of seat available, as you can see right there. Elon Musk has actually said that there was enough room for 7 seats in the Model S, and that it could potentially be rolling out with this new refresh that's coming out, even if it's not an option you can select on the Tesla website at the moment. And it's not the first time that the Model S has had rear seats, but they are backwards facing so that you look out the boot and not actually forward. And you can see here that it's big enough to fit children there, but if you get rear-ended, yowza, my goodness. I don't trust that for my kids. And in case you didn't trust Tesla that the Semi could drive, well, there's been other evidence that the Semi can drive, but now there's video of it driving around the Fremont track. Look at the Semi go! It goes speed with the Model Y in front of it. Oh, ka-choo! And ka-choo is Kia. They're gonna be announcing the EV6 sometime soon with that teaser picture, as you can see right there. Kia is partnering up with Hyundai. They're gonna be using the same battery platform, and Kia is gonna be rolling out their new electric vehicles. They're actually gonna preface them with EV so that you know they're their electric vehicle, which makes a whole lot of sense. They're gonna have several cars in their lineup. I believe it was 7 by 2027 or 5 by 2027. Regardless, they're not fully going electric in the next 4 or 5 years. And they're saying that's gonna have about a 310 mile range, which is currently where we're at right now with the Tesla Model 3. So that's not gonna be great in a few years, especially as Tesla is improving its battery technology. But I'm happy enough to see what they're gonna come out with. And Toyota teasing their electric car reveal, which should be happening on March 17th. You can see right there, the X Prologue. Ow, oh, that hurt my bone, is in pain.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
X Prologue, looking good, Toyota. You do good hybrids, I hope you do good battery electric vehicles. And Harley is trying to do better at their battery electric motorcycles with them announcing their new CEVO, the Chief Electric Vehicle Officer, so that they can move into the EV lineup. I kind of want to take a look at the live wire. That's something that I've been interested in, but the price point of $35,000 for a motorcycle has put me off from that. And Volkswagen doesn't want you to be put off from them. They want you to think they're cool, just like Tesla. Okay, we got our ID4, which is worse than the Model Y by a lot of reviewer standards. Well, we're gonna have a battery day just like Tesla, and it's gonna be called Power Day. And we're gonna update you on the battery stuff that we're doing, just like Tesla does. It's exciting, but you know who's doing stuff that nobody else does? Asus, at least right now, rolling 18 gigabytes of RAM into the ROG Phone 5 Ultimate, with reviews dropping yesterday, coming in at nearly $1,600. It has a whole bunch of feature specs that you could expect from a gaming phone. It has an OLED screen on the back that you can put your own custom GIFs into, which is wild, absolutely neat, but $1,500, pain in my belly for how expensive that is. But no more pain in your belly for watching, because you can check out the first episode of Hot News right there. You can check out a playlist of all the episodes of Hot News that you might have missed this week right there. You can get subscribed right there. Don't watch cold news, okay, friends? Friends don't let friends watch cold news. You watch Hot News, and I'll see you here tomorrow for the first episode later. Cheers, I'm Brett, your host. Bye.